350 cases of defilement were registered by the Uganda police between 2016 and 2018 in Gomba district. Many of these cases never made it to any courtroom, and the perpetrators are still roaming around the district looking for other girls to prey on. Defilement has become a new normal. Cattle have been the price for their dignity, and parents have come to terms with it. But why have the authorities turned a blind eye? Solomon Seranja takes us deeper into this issue in this special edition of NBS Investigates. And before you watch, my name is Mebo Twegumiezake. We do appreciate you for watching from the time we started.
Well, what can I say? My name is Solomon Seranja. It's going to be a great story. Sad indeed that girls are defiled every day. And the problem is, I mean, everyone doesn't just want to know about it. I mean, we don't have many of the prosecutions that get through. Gomba in itself doesn't have a high court that should manage those cases. Now, most of these cases go up to Mpiji. Now, you can imagine someone who doesn't have food on the table has to get transport to get to Mpiji. Now, many of those cases die before even they get to court, and the parents now ask for goats, chicken, cows,
and transactions happen in sitting rooms.
It's actually bad.
Wow, sad story there. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm Web Daniel Sawachije at WebDanseb on Twitter and Web Daniel Sawachije on Facebook. Enjoy this piece from the man himself, Solomon Seranja.
All right, good night.
He came near me and started hugging me forcefully.
The girl already knew that somebody was to come.
I had to shout, but
the police is not party to the negotiation.
I think there's a lot of poverty.
Defilement.
Coach nampita yatuma mukwano gwe ajja mpita mu dormitory.
June 25th, 2018 is a dark past. Casting a spotlight into history is very painful for her, but she accepts to share her story. Because she's a minor, we conceal her identity and use a pseudonym, Jane. She's only 14 years old, but she was defiled and abused at Bokalaji Secondary School located in Gomba district shortly after she joined in Senior 1 as a boarding student. That fateful day was supposed to be a happy one for the entire school, as all the students were preparing for the Inter-House Games Championship celebrations, which had been scheduled for the next day, 26th June 2018. But that night, everything changed for Jane.
Oli yampita samanya we yakwata kati ono ye natandika okunsikambula nansinza amanyo kakana nankuba wansi nanebakako nankozesa olwamala okunkozesa natambula nagenda.
Even though she tried to shout out for help, no one came to her rescue.
Nagezangako nakuba enduulu nengezaako mwesikako kusomero tewaliwo yaliwa.
She then informed her brother, who was a day scholar, to inform her parents about her ordeal.
Kumacha bazadde bange ne bantumya kusomero ne basindika boda ne ntwala ewaka ne bantwala mu ddwaliro ne bankebera olwamala okunkebera ne wabaawo amakerenda ge bampa.
I met Jane in one of the suburbs in Kampala, where she currently stays with her grandmother. She tells me that her parents relocated her here because of the death threats that they had received in the village about her life. But this too has not been easy at all.
Emisomo gyange gyateteeganyizibwa.
For now, Jane can only dream of when she will be reunited with her parents and siblings. I need to travel to Gomba to get to the root of this story. How could a school coach defile Jane on the school premises? Was the suspect arrested? Where were the school heads while the defilement happened? Gomba district is close to my heart. It is my second home district, and every often I come here with my wife and children to visit friends and family. But there are sexual predators that prowl the district looking for young girls to devour. Cases of defilement and rape top the list of crimes in the district. In 2016, the police registered 135 cases of defilement in Gomba. A year later, the cases increased to 146. And in 2018, 94 cases of defilement have so far been registered. Defilement, even though a criminal case, is slowly being accepted as a new normal in this district. Jenny's case is one of the 94 cases registered by the police this year. I am here not only to look into Jen's case, but also get a clear understanding about why defilement cases are rampant here. I meet up with a source, Peter Luyombia, a man known by many in the district as leading the fight against this vice that has left many families hurting and the innocence of many girls lost.
Misango jo mingi ne kati alina sente ate akyalina enkizi ekwata omwana oba defiling abantu kuba yebwe gituuka nga olumu omuzadde talina sente zigenda mpigi mu kooti kati awo abivaako buki.
Peter tells me that sometimes cases are resolved between the families of the victims and those of the culprits.
Omusirikale olumu aba ku fayiro asobola okugamba omuzadde tolina gyenda funira omusajja ne mumutwala eri kasa talina kawuka ka mukenenya mutakafunye lubuto musonyiwe era bakkiriziganya ssebo ne beewente esente ne biggweerawo.
He however says that some parents are brave enough to report to the police, but many of the cases don't get past this level.
Okola statement ku police oyinza otuuka mu kooti n'okola enki endala ka system ezo abantu abatazimanyi zibaamu obukodyo bungi naye nga obuzibu tusanze nnyo birth certificate ereesobuzi ebbaluwa y'obuzaale eyo batugamba fayiro ya defilement tetambula.
He was one of the people who was contacted after Jane was allegedly defiled by the coach.
Tutuuka ku ssomero musomesa twamusanga apaakinga ng'agenda twagenda kizuula nga ayagala kudduka olw'ebyo byategeddeko bye yakoze. Ne tumuyita n'ajja yali amanyi tumuyingiza emmotoka kuba yali mu baana n'atya okusasamaza abaana.
He knows Jane's parents so well, so I asked him to direct me to their home. I'm going to meet Jane's parents to get some questions answered about their alleged defilement. Simon Kaketo and his wife Harriet Mayende live in this humble home. They say that they were informed about their daughter's ordeal by their son. Mr. Kaketo tells me that they immediately called the head teacher and asked for a school pass for their daughter. Even after reporting to the police, the men in uniform did not move fast enough to apprehend the suspect. Kaketo also tells me that the suspect had managed to escape from the police custody.
Bamuyingiza mu kkomera wabaayo mukwano gwajja omubuuzaako nti bibadde bitya nga naffe tukyali awo ku poliisi kati omuvubuka afuutuka dduka kati poliisi abantu ba bulijjo ne bamugoba ne bamukomyawo.
Jenny's father alleges that police officers at Kanoni Police Post and the suspect's family reached out requesting them to drop the case.
Ate bevadda ku side yemu nga bagamba nti ebintu mbimale lwaki ate osibwa munna mujja kufuuka bamutaana ku kyalo kati ate gwe bwogaana n'ogaana kati tugende mu mateeka kati abantu bawulira nti waganya te nga wadde okuteesa nayo kizibu ky'amaanyi.
But there was even more. He says that since then his family has received death threats from unidentified people.
Batutiisatiisa nti singa temukwata ssente ku musango ogwo musango munene bwe banaakusalira omusajja munaakola mutya wano mu kyalo nga bwe mulewa talina na security ate nga muwulira abantu emisango batta abantu bagava ku musango n'ogulemerako va ku musango n'ogulemerako ekivaamu kufa bakuttira mwana w'omuwozi.
He also shares with me why he decided to take his daughter to Kampala.
Waliwo omukwano gwaffe yatugamba mba mwagala omusango ogwo n'omwana wammwe okubeerawo mulina okusooka okumukweka mpaka lwe balisalira ki omusajja omusango.
Harriet Mayende, Jenny's mother, confessed to me that some people even wanted to meet her separately.
Nga lwaki batiisatiisa okulaba nga ffe tukola ki tukwata ssente ezo kale ogwasookera ddala basooka mu 5 ne badda mu 6 twagenda okulaba nga batuuse mu 10.
She shares that her daughter had turned into a laughing stock in the village and her academic progress was at its lowest.
Bawala banne baali bamuyeeya ne ku ssomero gy'asomera nga bamuyeeya
This family's life has never been the same since the defilement of their daughter.
Kwegamba ne bazadde b'omwana ne bagamba sente weekuba egonza oba muganya okuzira katuzitwala eri waggulu katuli bweraliikirivu mu ekyo tetumanyi kiriwa waggulu.
She fears that if these sexual predators are not locked up, HIV/AIDS prevalence in the district will increase.
Kuba bava eri nga balina ebirwadde byabwe ne bagwa ku baana abo omwana oluusi kyansi bwemukwata n'atamanyika nga naye agenda asiiga ba myaka gye.
In fact, when her daughter was defiled, they took her to Kanoni Health Center 3 for an HIV test and a pregnancy test. She was found HIV negative. She was also started on post-exposure prophylaxis, a dosage that took 30 days. Nurse Nakato Annette was the one who received Jane the day she was delivered at the health center by her parents.
We gave post-exposure prophylaxis, then we gave emergency pills to avoid unwanted pregnancies, then we had to cancel for complete adherence for the PEP because in case he breaks in the dose, he will not benefit from it.
She says that it was, however, a challenge to have the suspect, only identified as Dixon Ruasampija, tested for HIV.
I called the police OCCID that can you help me and get for me that man who raped a young girl. Then he was open, they brought the guy. On receiving the guy, we established the cell status. He was HIV positive.
She has no kind words for the police for leaving the suspect to walk free in the community.
It came to my notice that the guy was still up and the case was not yet forwarded to PG. Then that's when I became concerned.
Nakato has received over 70 cases this year of girls who have been allegedly defiled in Gomba district.
Every week, I am most likely, if on average, 2 defilement cases. If I look at our data, in June we had 9 defilement cases reported here at the facility. July we had 6. In September we had around 8. No, October we had 4.
After examining them, she always writes a report, which is used as part of the evidence at the police and in court against the suspect. She, however, tells me that many of the girls who have experienced defilement have been considered as outcasts in the community.
Parents are not appreciating that these girls can be raped. That's the worst challenge with these adolescents. When they go, the father either will beat the girl or the father will say, you wanted it. When you cancel her, she tells you, so I can't go back home.
She says that there is need for a home in the district for the girls who have been abused.
Most of the girls' social life is affected. And you find that you need to do something, sometimes we can't provide. Then you refer. And sometimes you refer, they can't go there because they don't have transport.
But before I leave the health center, she takes me to the records room. And what I find there is disturbing.
Whoa.
This one, defilement and rape. Defilement and rape.
This is full.
Yes.
Files and folders full of defilement case reports that have been filed in the last couple of years.
This.
All those are rape and defilement.
Then this is 2014. That's how I separated them. This is 2014. When you look, it's defilement, 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 you know? And this one.
Goodness. Think about this. This is a full file right here. It has cases that date back to 2013, 2014, 2015, and it speaks about the magnitude of the problem. Now, the biggest challenge though would be finding the number of prosecutions and that were followed up. I mean, if you look at the number of people, of the cases that are registered here at the Health Center 3, vis-a-vis the number of prosecutions or the cases that have been taken before court, it speaks about the very big problem that Gomba is facing right now. Defilement cases are happening, rape cases are happening, but there's no one following up to follow these cases to their final prosecutions and some convictions. So we'll go to the police and also see if the same files that are here resonate very well with the files at the police, and also check on the prosecution and conviction rates in this district.
For 2018, we checked the record books, and page after page, defilement and rape cases were the most recorded. Even though Nurse Nakato refuses to give me the number of cases registered, the full files and the record books speaks volumes about the level of defilement in the district. Kanoni Police Station is my next stop. I am here to raise some questions, including how a suspect who allegedly defiled Jane managed to escape from the police custody, as stated by my source, Peter Luyombia, and Jane's parents. Efforts to get a comment from the officer in charge, CID, were futile, as he declined to speak to us. However, pinned in his office is a chart that shows the crime rates in Gomba. Defilement tops the list, as plotted in the graph in red.
Well, as we continue to investigate the defilement and rape cases here in Gomba district, we reached out to the police to compare the statistics from the district hospital with those in the records of the police. We also wanted to find out if these cases actually reach prosecution level. However, despite the efforts that we tried to make to get a quote or a comment from the officers here, they all refused to give us a word. The OCCID here referred us to the spokesperson of Katonga region who stays in Impigi.
For now, I return to Jane's case. There are questions as to how a school coach defiled a senior 1 student at the school premises without the knowledge or attention of the school management. This is Bukalaji Secondary School located in Gomba district. I meet up with the head teacher, Ben Lutwama, who also stays at the school premises for some answers. First, Mr. Lutwama denies that the man who allegedly defiled Jane is not a staff member.
He's not our employee. However, he came in some time back as a volunteer as far as sports was concerned. And in fact, he worked for something like 2 weeks before we played the post-primaries for this year. Then, after he disappeared, but it seems he got some connections with some girls.
Lutwama's answer is not convincing enough, so I probe further.
How do you feel as a headmaster? One who is trusted with the lives of students to take care of them.
Now, of course, I feel bad. I feel bad. That's something I didn't want that it so happens. But by the fact that this man got contact with this girl during school time, I feel bad.
I also asked him why there was no staff member at the school that night of the incident.
As we normally have it, that please, you have finished supper, go for preps. It wasn't a normal day. So maybe that's why it was easy for this man to come in on that day. The girl was a boarder. Does not necessarily mean that it was raped at school premises, because a girl herself is not a building, can move.
No, but are you telling me that the girl escaped that day and went out of the school?
It is possible. That is possible.
Basing on the statements that he collected from different students, he suspects that Jane had had a prior history with Dixon Lwasampija, who defiled her.
The girl already knew that somebody was to come. According to another student, there's a girl who called it that very student. And in fact, I punished that girl for that.
Lutwama, however, regrets the incident that happened at his school. The Center for Health, Human Rights and Development has since taken up Jane's case and are currently prosecuting Dixon Lwasampija at the Mpigi High Court, since the lower courts in Gomba do not have jurisdictions to prosecute criminal cases. His case was recently up for mention and he entered a plea of not guilty. He is currently on remand.
At least we've always tried to talk with the necessary police departments to ensure that these cases go through. And by talking to them, we're trying to tell them that there is need to prosecute these cases, because you can, at the end of the day, we need to improve access to justice for all.
But before the day could end, I received a call from my source in the investigations, Peter Luyombia, about another girl who was defiled recently. We make connection with the victim, who we ask to meet tomorrow. The next morning, we meet up with another victim, a 17-year-old, who for purposes of anonymity we will call Carol, also a minor, who was allegedly defiled by a government official who works at Butambala District Local Government. She stays here in this house with her mother and 2 siblings. In September 2018, Carol was given away by both her mother and auntie to go and work as a maid for a man identified as Abdu Matovu. But just days into her stay at Matovu's place, she was allegedly defiled and abused.
He came near me and started hugging me forcefully. He said that he will give me an offer. He will take me back to school and then rent me a house in Useka, and laid me on the bed that I had prepared for myself there in the sitting room. I tried to shout, but he didn't allow me to.
Alone and frightened, she informed Matovu that she wanted to go back to Gomba to her parents.
He refused me and said that I will ashame him. His neighbors will think that he will think about what he has done.
She, however, managed to go back home, but with bad news to her parents. Her mother took her for testing at the Kanoni Health Center, where she was started on post-exposure prophylaxis. To their disbelief, the man who had used their daughter was also a relative. But because of being a distant relative, the parents had agreed to marry Carol off to Matovu if they had reached an agreement.
Yali agambye kujja kutegeeragana. Naye nga bw'omanya ebyaffe eby'abakulu, nali nsazeewo ko nze nga bw'awonye. Bw'abanga agambye nti amutwala amuwasize ddala mumuwe. Ekintu tukikole ki tukite.
But Carol was not interested.
When arrested, waba wakulirira alirire naye nze siri kwagala muwasa.
She then raised the matter to Luyombia Peter, who has been helping her with advancing the case to police.
Abazadde batugambye ka abazadde ba Kathy nti bo bali mu nteeseganya omwami ajje bamukwase Kathy amutwali.
Enteekateeka eyo nayo nagifunako nenzija waka. Nengende wasenga omwana obuwala nasooka maama we, nengende wasenga nenda okutuuka ng'omusajja yajja ayagala bawo obukadde 2. Ne mbagamba emukwatira ku ssente mwe namba sibi. Nengenda okukubira kase nga yate kasa ngamba nzisikiriza.
Carol and Peter have since reported the case to the police station in Kanoni, but the case has been making total steps.
Ekyaliwo Kanoni ku police kubanga ssente zitwala ekyengera zikyatubuza emitwalo 5 transport.
Abapoliisi be bamusaba oba?
Poliisi yeyagala ssente ezo etwale fayiro ekyengera, ate bw'otuuka ekyengera weetaaga okufuna abasirikale abanaakwata omusajja nga byetaagamu emitwalo nga 20 okusobola okuba nti kwata omuntu oyo.
Both Carol and Jane's cases are a reflection of sexual violence in Gomba, and yet very few of these cases get to court. Why do men in this district defile children? Why is it a persistent vice that is slowly being accepted as a normal in this society? I meet up with Nur Nachibuka, a programs officer with Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, who has been working in Gomba for years with a particular eye on rape and defilement in the district. Nachibuka shares with me her findings as to why the problem of defilement has persisted.
I think there's a lot of poverty that people prefer to exchange cattle for cases of sexual violence. And it's just normal. So where are the rights of this girl who has been defiled? And where is the community heading to if we really stop such cases?
The exchange of money and cattle could result to many of Gomba's girls to lose their innocence at the expense of their parents. Nachibuka says that if this vice is to end, everyone has to be responsible.
Police needs to do its job. Its job is to investigate the cases and witness in court, not to exchange money such that the cases are stopped. So we need to move as a team.
She also says that the lengthy judicial processes are demoralizing to many of the parents of the victims.
The court that is in Gomba is actually a very lower level court that cannot handle cases of violence, not even mentioned. That means all cases of violence have to be reported to Mbiji, which is a very long distance away from Gomba.
She also says that the leaders and indeed the residents need a lot of sensitization. She's now pitching for a rehabilitation center to be started in Gomba.
We need that one-stop center where girls who have survived violence are actually taken for psychosocial counseling. We do not have such a center, and it's a huge blow.
But while efforts are on, several people have been pointing fingers at the police for leading the negotiations between the victims and the perpetrators. Back in Kampala, I meet up with the police spokesperson Emilian Kaima. I put to him these allegations.
Why does the police encourage negotiation for such a criminal case?
Let me put it very, very clearly. The police does not at all encourage negotiation because this is a criminal offense. And the victim is a witness. It's the state versus the perpetrator of the crime. Whoever is involved in this negotiation is an accomplice in the matter. Okay? So the police is not party to the negotiation. But what happens behind the curtains.
The police spokesperson, who has been in Gomba several times over defilement cases, also says that the public perception of the criminal justice system has largely contributed to prosecution failures.
When the police arrests a suspected defiler criminal, for example, if they get bond, that becomes an issue. In the community, the police have let him go scot-free. Some of them stop being cooperative. Some of them give up on this, following up this case. And when this suspect gets bail by court, again they think the court case has collapsed, which is not the case, and they give up.
Kaima also weighs in on why he thinks the vice of defilement has persisted in the district.
Many men, young men, think that when girls are 13, are 14, are 15, they are grown up. They are marriage materials. They even take it a notch higher by giving them a bad description.
He, however, says that the police has joined the struggle and the fight against defilement in Gomba.
The girl child, if handled well, given their plight, they are going to change the future of this district, of this world.
Defilement is not only rampant in Gomba. This vice spreads through the Katonga region. Butambale district, for example, which neighbors Gomba, registered 83 cases of defilement this year. In 2017, they registered 61 cases, while in 2016, the district registered 59 cases. Mpigi district, which is also located in the Katonga region, registered 164 cases in 2018, 191 cases in 2017, and 229 cases in 2016. With these dire statistics, I am worried about the future of our children, the girls who are vulnerable to these predators whose only place should be behind bars. Solomon Serwanja, NBS.